Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to clean the flute, something you should do each time after you play to help keep the flute nice and clean and working correctly. So first we have our flute. Yours should be put together because you should have just finished playing. You can take it apart, set it inside the case because you're going to clean one piece at a time. You should have the cleaning rod that has an eye at the end, looks like a gigantic knitting needle. You have your piece of cheesecloth or another rag that goes on the rod to clean the inside, and you may have a polishing cloth that I'll go over later. But these are the two pieces that you must have to keep your flute clean. So what we do is we first undo our cleaning cloth. We find one of the corners and we feed it through the hole at the top of the cleaning rod. We pull that corner through, then we drape our cleaning rod over the top, and then we wrap it around a little loose, not too tight, and then you are going to hold all the rest of the cloth and the rod, because if you do not hold the cloth, if you stick it inside the flute, it's going to get caught, it's going to bunch up like this, and then you're never going to be able to get the flute back out. So we always hold the cloth and the rod so that way the cloth stays nice and taut. Then, one piece at a time, we just stick the cloth inside, give it a little spin, make sure we rub the whole inside the flute, and we put that piece back inside our case. We do the same thing with the foot of the flute. And with the body, what you're going to have to do is do both ends because the rod will not go all the way through the flute. So we do one end of the flute, give it a twist, and then do the other end of the flute, give it a twist. You should do this only once after you've played your flute. It wipes all the spit and condensation out of the inside of your flute, keeps it nice and clean, so that way the pads and the flute last a long time. Then when we are done, we just take our cloth back off our cleaning rod. If there's room inside your case, the cleaning rod goes inside your case. You fold back up your cloth and it goes inside your case. If there is not room in your case for the cleaning supplies, then you put it in a separate bag that you keep inside your folder, so that way we do not put a whole bunch of stuff inside our flute case and then try to close it and then smush all the keys down and bend something. If you are concerned because you've been sick and you want to make sure that all the germs have been cleaned out of your instrument, you can use isopropyl alcohol. The higher the percent, the better. You just spray this cleaning cloth, do the same thing, run it inside, and then you could also take a piece of it and you can rub where your mouth goes, where your fingers go. The alcohol will kill the viruses and the bacteria, but it will not damage the pads or the flute. If you use other cleaning detergents, water or soap, it can damage the pads. So please only use isopropyl alcohol when you are sanitizing the instrument. Otherwise, use a plain, dry piece of cloth. If you have the polishing cloth, this is just to take smudges and fingerprints off the metal to keep it looking shinier and newer. So you just take the cloth, you rub it around the flute, and it takes some of those fingerprints off. If you have a newer flute, you're going to notice a difference. If you have one of the older ones, they might be scratched enough that you do not see much of a difference. This piece of cleaning supply is not necessary. The other two pieces are what you must have to keep the inside of the flute clean. And again, this is something you should do each time you play your flute to keep it in working order.